Yes, everybody, hello, good evening, welcome along to Forever United TV, your Thursday evening update here. We are not far away from the weekend's action, and it is getting exciting. Got an update on what Fabrizio Romano has said about Senna Lammens and where he thinks he is going to stand in the Manchester United pecking order of goalkeepers. Talking of goalkeepers, more fallout from the Onana situation, quite laughable, to be honest. But the main story that has touched my computers, phone, and what has really pricked my ears up or made me focus has been the Casemiro story and the potential talks of a new contract with the Brazilian central midfielder. You all know how I feel about this. I want to gauge how you feel about this. I've got a poll going up in the chat right now, and straight out the bat, let's just go straight out the box. Is Casemiro worth a rolling one-year contract extension that could continue past this year? Yes or no? There's a live chat. There's a live chat poll right now going on. If you are catching up later on, just put a simple comment in the comment section and let me know, everybody. We're also talking what's happening with Manchester United injury-wise, an update on that as well. But yeah, that Lammens one is going to definitely interest a few people. But I mean, I'll talk about it in a minute, actually, but when you break it all down, I think it is quite sensible, and it is probably where most people would be at with the goalkeeping situation at United at the moment. But first of all, let's get into the Casemiro story and what's actually going on here. Yes, reports going around today, and they are saying that Manchester United have been convinced by Casemiro. I think there may be a little bit of let's just say a misquote there, surely. Like talks of Casemiro potentially being still at Manchester United past this season, for me, is a definite no-no. I don't want to go there. I need to definitely cut that off at the end of this season, and I hope Manchester United do. Honestly, when I've seen this report, automatically, and I'm thinking there's a lot of you that are going to think exactly the same way here, but I wanted to gauge it and debate about it anyway, and get a lot of thoughts of people in the live chats, because we do like to spread it out and see how everyone feels about it, and get quite a few different opinions in on it. But the automatic thought, and tell me if I'm wrong on this, if you thought about this any other way, or if you thought the same as me, just get into the comment section, let me know. But as soon as I seen this story, and I seen Casemiro, Manchester United, another contract, this was the first player that Sir Jim Ratcliffe had an issue with when he walked through the door at Manchester United. He came in, he didn't even own the club at this point, and was talking about players like Casemiro not being the right type of player Manchester United should be buying. Why are we going out buying a player that's got zero sell-on factor for that amount of money and paying him this amount of money in wages as well? He's cost Manchester United a bleeding fortune, Casemiro. The transfer fee plus his wages, which are touching nearly 20 million a year, which is absolutely ridiculous. But look, he's played all right at times, Casemiro, hasn't he? He's been all right. He's been a decent servant for Manchester United. He's about to see out his fourth year, and thank you. See you later. But as soon as I seen the story, like I just said, then all I could think of was what Sir Jim Ratcliffe said. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe being at the helm right now on Casemiro and the wages that he's actually on, I'm like, no. Unless Casemiro's about to drop his wages to less than, 100 grand a week, I don't want him anywhere near the football club. And I mean that with all respect for the player and what he's achieved in his career and what he's done for Manchester United, because it's quite a lot. He is an absolute standout character, professional, and a brilliant footballer. He really is. But Man United need to move on. We need to move forward. So, again, I get it. Like, if Manchester United are looking at their midfield situation right now, are they getting wind? Are they catching wind of potentially other players leaving? Like, honestly, if you offered me Casemiro right now for another year, or Manuel Ugarte for another year, I would take Casemiro all day long. Could United be thinking behind the scenes here that, you know what, there might be other big cuts in the summer transfer window and we might lose Bruno Fernandes? We don't know the situation with Kobe Mainoo. He's not signing that deal. And we don't know whether Manuel Ugarte is still going to be at the club. Should we keep someone there, senior figure-wise, and pay him let's just say, a cut-down deal? Let's just give him a little bit less and keep him at the football club. Would that be okay with everybody? I mean, get into the comment section on this. I'm going to come into the comments very quickly on tonight's show, because this is a very, very, I think, important debate to have. There's not much to talk about here, really. It's all about everyone's opinion on Casemiro, I feel, at this point, because we're not going to get any money for him. We're not going to sell him. I would just release him and let him go and say thank you. We've lost that 20 million near enough a year in wages. That's off the books. And we are planning a summer around not having that type of wage player in at Manchester United. So, yeah, I'm saying see you later. Thank you for your service, Cass. And let's move forward. Let's look past this now and let's get down to making Manchester United great again by looking to the future of the football club, buying players in like Carlos Baleba. Like people were talking earlier on, Elliot Anderson is one as well, which is doing the rounds. That had a little bit more traction after we spoke about that a little bit this morning as well in the morning show. So Elliot Anderson actually coming up on the radar as well as a midfielder. That's where United need to be looking. They need to be looking to the future of this football club. I understand there has to be a blend of experience and young, youthful players ready to go, the next generation as such, and the next one's in line. But there is definitely, for me here, no room for Casemiro at this football club. And once again, I will reiterate, that is with all due respect to Casemiro as the player and the man and what he's achieved in his career, because it's been fantastic. But for Man United right now, it's get past it and move forward. I can sort of make a tiny little debate as to why Manchester United might be thinking of holding on to Casemiro, but honestly, right now, I'm thinking no. Just no. We cannot rely on him to play every single game throughout the season. It's not the player we want. And I don't see him dropping his wages low enough to accept a cut price deal. I think he needs to be moved on. Go to Saudi, finish out your career, mate, and let everybody move past this. Because I think with him in the side, I think it sends the wrong message next season. I think it's Man United clinging on a little bit instead of investing and going into the future. Now, I don't think Casemiro even comes into it if Man United actually get into Europe next season. But then I said that before to myself, and I'm like, yeah, no way. Like, we've got the job done, and now we're moving on. We're getting the next best player in. And then I'm thinking, Man United's squad is very, very short in midfield. And if we do get in Europe next season, could we do with another man there that already knows the fabric of everything that Ruben Amorim is wanting and what he's trying to build? Has the experience of being at this club for 4 years previous to help the new players coming in? I'm sure we said this last year, and then it was time to move on. And I'm back and forth with that. And then I just went, you know what? No, it's time. It's time Manchester United actually just stop doing this and stop clinging on to players for too long. Before you know it, they're there for 6 and 7 years, and it's too bleeding late. I've just seen Anthony Martial get sold to Monterrey, is it? Or something like that today. Like, these are players that used to be pinned up as Manchester United's future and Manchester United's best players. And look at them now. I'm not saying that's going to happen to Casemiro, but the man is going 33, and let's be clear, he is not the future of this football club. I think this summer's the perfect opportunity to just say, that's it, we're moving forward. He's out, and that's the last of the deadwood. And Casemiro's not deadwood, by the way, but I always just title it as like the big debate around Manchester United fans. Until we get rid of the crap and the deadwood, then we're never going to move forward. Well, I think Casemiro is one of them players that a lot of people talk about just because of his age, how much we paid for him. Another mistake a lot of people say, because we bought someone of that age, didn't have much going forward, didn't have much time left in his career. In the twilight, again, another one of them players that Man United brought in when it was too late, when really we should have been knocking on the door trying to get these players while they were in their prime or developing. But we've been so far behind over the last decade that we've just let this slip through the net constantly. And you're looking at this and saying, well, now's the time to actually say, no, it's done. End of. See you later. That's it now. That's it. It's done. Simple as. Anyway, let's get into some comments. That's my thoughts on it anyway. I'm not keeping him. I'm getting rid of him. So let's get into this now. Get your thoughts in, everyone. I'm sure someone in the club or the press love to wind us fans up because they know how we feel about him and want him moved on. There is some people that actually would keep him, by the way. I've got a poll running right now which has 22% of people saying yes, you would keep Casemiro on a rolling contract after this season. And so there is a chunk of people here that actually want him to actually stay. The majority, obviously, has seen it like I am. I'm not wanting to push anybody, by the way, into thinking my way. I just think that it's time for Man United. And my opinion alone is that we have done this forever and a day, and it's still not got us anywhere. Move on. It's time. That's just how I see it. I cannot see it any other way. Even with the plus points, of which there are some, there are some plus points to this. I still am not having that. It's not for me. And I need to get past Casemiro, for God's sake. We need to be more proactive with what we're doing going forward in the transfer market. And we need to be finding the right type of midfielder that fits a system that you can rely on week in, week out. Would not give Cass a contract, sell but offer him a coaching role. No, again, I think time to just move on. I think he still feels like he's got minutes in his legs. So let him go elsewhere. Let him go to the Saudi Pro League or somewhere else. Maybe back to Brazil again and just finish off his career. Casemiro wants to treat United like a retirement home. No thanks. Saudi exits, says Mian. Wouldn't keep him on, but we need the numbers in midfield. Bad, says Roger. Roger, sorry. Again, numbers is the big debate and the big argument for in the Casemiro case, I feel. Because we are light, very light, actually, at this point in midfield. So, with him gone, United need to buy 3 midfielders. And that's probably a way of looking at it and saying, well, that's just an easy way out, surely, still, though, isn't it? Like, you're keeping Casemiro because you need players. Isn't this what Man United always did? Markash says, hello all, and hell no, get rid of Casemiro, no legs, too much money, yellow card farmer, and a liability in our midfield. He needs to go, man. That's a young, solid centre midfielder gone if he stays. Yes, good point. Is he blocking the way of someone else coming through? Maybe someone coming through Man United Academy as well. You could say that, and that is a good argument. I don't understand why Cass stayed this year as well. He would have easily got a Saudi for more money. He wants one more year in the top league, I think. That's what he's saying. That's how I read it from earlier in the window. That's from Rudresh. Jal says, we could already have one of the midfielders already at the club. Let's see how Kone evolves this year. I've made a big video about Kone. Go watch that video on where he's at and the progression that he's made and his time at Manchester United and what he's up to now. That video is on the channel. Just go and check it out on the video section of FUTV, everybody. Adam, as you know, as an ex-football player, you know when it's time to walk off the pitch. At the highest level, you do have to realise that. I think Casemiro feels like he's fit as he's ever been. He looks in great shape. Like I said, I've seen the pictures, like everybody else has. I know exactly where this player is at. I think he is just trying to have one last hurrah in a Man United shirt, and he's been paid a fortune to do it. So after this contract is up, I think it's sensible for Manchester United to say 4 years is enough. There's not many players that last 4 years at Manchester United. So, yeah, I think it is. Thank you. Shake the hands. Move on. Good luck in the rest of your career. Red Terry says, in fairness, his professionalism is spot on and can see him being a good presence for younger players to look up to. But he's just so slow and has dropped off, says Red Terry. I wouldn't say he's really slow. He can still do a job, but we need people who can do more than a job. We need people that can just keep on doing the job week in, week out, and offer us a lot more. That's what we need to be looking at right now. Diabolical Billy, welcome to the members club, my friend. It's about time you joined the membership. Thank you, mates. Thank you for all your support as well. Loads of supers coming in recently from you, my friend. So appreciate that again, my man. Let's get some more comments in on this one before we move on to other news as well. We've got a poll running, by the way. Get involved in it. It's still the same as it was before. 78% of you would say no to a new contract, a new rolling contract for Casemiro. Mr. Bigglesworth, yes, it probably... Who's Mr. Bigglesworth? Someone actually got a name. There it is. Mr. Bigglesworth. Love it. Some mad-ass names on YouTube, honestly. I think we've got most of them here on FUTV. Right. I think 175k is still too much, but I'd be interested to see what money he brings in commercially, as in Casemiro on a lesser wage. Yeah, 175 is still too much. Adam, I just think he has to go. He really fit the plan since he came in? Yes, at times, but only at times. Cup games, etc. But that's it. Look, Casemiro has done a lot for Manchester United since he's been here. Obviously, he got us back into the Champions League in his first season. He's won 2 trophies with Manchester United as well. Almost got another one and got us back into the Champions League again if we'd all beaten bleeding Spurs. Now, that was the one thing. It's like, how did you not beat Spurs, for God's sake? Anyway, that, I think, is what we're all looking at here. I think Casemiro, in parts, has done his job, and we would love to just say goodbye to a player. Thank you, job done, enjoy the rest of your career. Like, actually, a player leaving on a high would be a big thing for Man United, because we don't get that. We don't get that often anymore, do we? And that would be actually good for Man United to do this, because that transfer has been criticised to high hell. It really has, hasn't it? And it would just be nice to say, look, he's done his time. He's seen out his contract. Why wouldn't he? Because it's on a mega deal. But still, he's done it. 4 years of Casemiro. And it would be nice just to mix it up a little bit. Instead of like the downbeat dross that we're always trying to struggle to get rid of. Allow a player just to walk out the door. That, I think, would be good, because I think he would be followed by Bruno Fernandes. And this would be the ultimate turning of a page for Manchester United come the summer. If you lost Bruno and Casemiro, then you've got to start rethinking everything in that midfield completely. And that does excite me a little bit. It does excite me to thinking that we could actually bring in somebody completely new. There's somebody who actually could do a job for us, a proper job for us as well. So that, I think, is very important for Manchester United. And I think for the future of the football club in particular. Anyway, speaking of the future, let's just get a few more comments in before we move on to that. Casemiro, that's slow when he passes. Sky Sports could fit it in as an ad break before it gets there. Ooh, that's a bit harsh. Adam, he's not the only one that needs to go as a senior player. Dalot, Shaw, Bruno Maguire are in the same boat here for years and taking us nowhere. Look, I think all of them players you mentioned there, I would not be surprised if all of them are gone in the summer. And you know what? On that, I would say, well, people would say too long. It's taken too long. Well, since Ineos have come in, it's taken them 3 years to get rid of everyone. I would have accepted that. If Ineos came in, when Ineos came in, if they'd have told me that by the summer 2026 and that transfer window, that every single player that's left in the last 2 summer windows, and then all of them players like Carl mentioned there, all leave in this summer transfer window coming, if you'd have said that would have happened in 3 years, 3 summer transfer windows, I'd have ripped your hand off and said, thank you, that actually is a football club with a plan and a mission. And to get it done in that short space of time, with the nightmare situations that we've got with some of these players, as we all know, 100% I would have taken that. Because I think there will be permanent moves for everybody else. Like Sancho's contract is up, gone. United could actually trigger Sancho's 1-year extension, by the way. There is a option for Manchester United to extend. And I think they've let this go under the radar and just let him drift in to Aston Villa. On the quiet, so not on the quiet obviously, but there's nothing mentioned on key numbers with Jadon Sancho. There could be something in the offing where they extend that deal and obviously then sell him on a permanent next season. Again, he's another one that I would just say goodbye. I don't want to be scrimping and scraping around 15 or 20 million for you. I just want to say F off. See you later, you absolute leech. And good riddance. That's the type of player I'm talking about here. And then you've got Casemiro on the complete opposite to that, which is obviously a player that has acted with full professionalism and is probably warranted thanking and handshaking, and off he goes. Sancho, we're booting out the door. We really are. The future of Manchester United, that is important. I did just mention that there then. And the future of Manchester United's goalkeeping is in safe hands. Manchester United believe that Lammens is the best young goalkeeper out there at the moment on the market, and they feel that they have made a shrewd transfer transaction here in bringing Lammens into the football club. So this again is going to be a very, very important one for Manchester United. But listening to Fabrizio Romano today, listening to what's been said, Romano saying the first choice goalkeeper is not 100% guaranteed for anyone, but I'm sure Senna Lammens is the clear favourite. United trust him for the present and the future. They believe he is the one of they believe he's one of the best young goalkeepers in the world. Senna Lammens is highly likely to become Manchester United's starting goalkeeper. The only question is does Senna Lammens start this weekend? And I think we've already debated that enough. But I don't think there's any Man United fan, and if there's anyone that believes here right now in the chat, and do get into the comment section when the live's finished as well and answer this question for me. Is there anybody here that thinks that Senna Lammens won't be Man United's number one goalkeeper by the end of this season? Is there anyone that believes that? There isn't, is there? Surely not. Just let me know in the comment section if you think that it's going to be Altay Bayındır by the end of this season who has held down that number one spot. I think Manchester United have bought Senna Lammens for that reason, and I think it was off the back of Andre Onana being forced out of his football club. By the way, Pete Hall on Andre Onana and that absolute debacle and what's going on right now with that transfer. He's gone. It's happened. You've probably all seen the videos, the usual welcome by Turkish fans over when new players arrive at the airport. Onana dancing around with them fans. Wasn't dancing around with the fans when Cameroon got beat by Cape Verde the other day, was you though, mate? And again, a lot of people have talked about Andre Onana, like, who paid for that jet, by the way? Who paid for that private black jet? Because that isn't your average jet. That is a beast of a jet. And then a lot of people just get to talking about, and this is what social media does. Look, I looked at it and I thought, you know what, maybe they're right. I don't know. I didn't look at it that way at first myself. But talking about all of the work that he does with his foundation and stuff like that. Couldn't money like that have been spent on foundation and spent better elsewhere? It's just, there's something about that man that really doesn't fit well or sit well with me at all. I think he's in it for himself, and I think he believes he's a lot better than what he is, and he deserves a lot more than what he's on. And that contract situation and debate and issue that he's had at Manchester United, I feel, has really outed him, I think that was the biggest mistake he made last season. Driving into Carrington all bullish, thinking that he could get a brand new contract because he didn't believe that he should be docked them wages. Now, Pete Hall, who is a journalist around Manchester United, has reported today and said that Andre Onana turned down a deal from Monaco and has turned down several other approaches to move on because he was told a month ago that he was Man United's number one and was going to be a big part of the plans going forward under Ruben Amorim. And now, all of a sudden, he's off on a flight to Turkey, signing for Trabzonspor to try and salvage his career. That's how Pete Hall reported it anyway. Yet again, another circus act and another typical Manchester United transfer and shenanigans going on with moving a player on. I completely disagree with this. I think Ruben Amorim was willing to give Andre Onana a chance, and he went and pissed it up the wall. He did. He basically blew his chance by the way that he approached pre-season. Thinking he could go around doing whatever he wanted, thinking he could come back not fit and from pre-season, and then coming and asking again for another contract and wanting more money. The man was already on too much. It's like the other goalkeepers are all, the wages that every other goalkeeper at his football club still put together don't earn as much as what Andre Onana does. I don't understand. And I never will. How many times have I said this? And I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself again, everybody, but how many times have I said that I don't get the whole vibe around Andre Onana, like the love for him from this football club. And this is why I don't believe Pete Hall. Forever and a day, this football club, the managers, the coaches, have backed Andre Onana since he's been here. And then for Pete Hall to come out and start talking about the actual circus of Manchester United again, and only at Manchester United will this happen, or something along them lines, and another mess up for the football club. No, they were ready to back him again this season. And he went and blew it. And that performance that he came in against Grimsby with, pretty much nailing the coffin. And you know what? A football decision was made by Manchester United. Oh, lo and behold, Manchester United, in a transfer window, decided that they'd made a mistake and the goalkeeper they had wasn't good enough. Yeah, a year too late, you could say, but forgive me for thinking that Manchester United were quite within their rights while the transfer window was on to move one of the worst goalkeepers this club has ever seen on to another club in Turkey. Doesn't sound like a bit of a circus to me. It sounds like Manchester United had had enough of the antics of a player at this football club that really didn't warrant the whole, like, the whole protection and the whole sort of, let's just say, horror around him, because it was like that. It was like this protective bubble around the man constantly. Bainday didn't get this. No one else gets this. Rasmus Højlund didn't get this. He got booted out of Manchester United and made very, very clear that he wasn't wanted at Man United. Well, I'll tell you what, he offered us a lot more than what Andre Onana did in his job as a goalkeeper. And again, like, this is why I always went on about it. Don't understand why Man United have this thing for Andre Onana and why he's so protected. He's gone. And that's it. And we can now move forward. And this weekend's games, when it's played, I think that will be it. No one's thinking about Andre Onana. No one's even looking at what Manchester United's options are in goal, because we've got two goalkeepers there now that are going to fight it out for number one. But I do believe, like what Romano said, Senna Lammens will be Manchester United's number one goalkeeper this season. And I don't think it's going to take long either. I think Ruben's already ready, thinking about bringing him in. I've said it before as well. If he turns out on that pitch against Manchester City this weekend, I would not be surprised. I really wouldn't. But I still think it'll be Altay Bayındır who comes in this weekend. Let's get some more comments on this, everybody. Keep your thoughts coming in, please, everyone. Here's another question for you as well. Just on the fact that we're talking about transfers, good signings and everything. There's a lot of love going around for Nus Mazraoui at the moment. Andy Mitten writing a piece as well on him, and he's saying that this is Mazraoui talking about Ruben Amorim. We can't have a season like last season, and before that, even winning the FA Cup, but still being 7th or 8th in the league. It's still not enough for this club. Talking complete sense. And then about Ruben as well. A great manager, a great person. I really love to work with him. I like him a lot. His way of thinking, his way of managing, his way of talking. He's like a manager with a lot of values, which I have the same. So, yeah, that works great together. Well, there you go. News there talking. A lot of people around Manchester United, and I think this came from what Andy Mitten was saying earlier on, saying that Nus Mazraoui was the best transfer Manchester United have made in years. Now, I said he was up there with one of the transfers of the season for the whole package that he brought in, the price, how good he actually is, his performances last season, absolutely brilliant. So I'm asking the chat the question again. Is Nus Mazraoui the best signing, let's just say, Manchester United have made in the last 5 years? Let's round it to the last 5 years. Is Nus Mazraoui right up there, if not the best that we have had at Manchester United? While you're at it, please pop a like on the video, everybody. Thank you very much. Andy Douglas says, Adam, I've been watching footage of our new keeper. He is good shot stopper. What impressed me was how he attacked and punched high balls, a skill not many keepers use. Commanding his box is something that I've looked at as well, Andy. A good point. Great comment, mate. Thank you. Peter says, Adam and Anna thought he was safe as the outer goalkeeper were not in his mind better than him. As soon as the club typo central there, mate. Sorry. As soon as the club got a better goalkeeper, he got upset and still got more money at Turkey. It's all about the money, mate. It's all about the money. That's all it is, and that's all I've seen with Andre Onana. Talking more about his antics off the pitch and what he said and the mistakes he's made rather than the actual qualities he's got. I'm sure there used to be a good goalkeeper in there in Onana, but I've not seen it for years. I've not seen it while he's been at Manchester United. We need Martinez and Watkins, so Lammens and Sesko cannot have too much pressure. You just want to buy them as well? Okay. That is proper FIFA format there, right there. Andrew says, Mazraoui is the best signing given the unbelievable cheap price we paid for him. Yes. A lot of value, but kicked Rashford out the team after he donated to the kids' charity. Talk about values. I don't know. Rashford edits. Someone who loves Rashford here. A lot of values, but kicked Rashford out the team after he donated to the kids' charity. Talk about values. Okay, we got a Rashford fanboy in who actually thinks that because Rashford donated to the kids, Ruben Amorim should have just played him, even though he went out on the piss and wasn't able to turn up for training. No, do that. No, okay. What about actually? Like not obeying the rules at Manchester United, not actually playing by the rules at Manchester United by doing an interview without the club knowing to one of the biggest journalists talking about Manchester United. What about him talking and actually having a go at Manchester United while still being employed by Manchester United at Barcelona with Gary Neville, with Gary Lineker and Micah Richards as well? There's a lot that Marcus Rashford has done wrong. There's a lot that he's done right off the pitch. No one's questioning that. But this is football. And if you're going to talk about stuff off the pitch, you have to talk about the stuff off the pitch, which obviously has got him the boot at Manchester United as well. And while you're at it, why don't we talk about what's really important and what he's doing on the pitch? Jack shit is what he's doing on the pitch and has been doing the last 2 seasons. Not good enough, my man. United board meetings go like this. Let's buy a 5th choice striker for 75 million, then flog him 7 months later for 20 million, packets of Monster Munch and a half-drank tin of Cherry Coke. It's nice Cherry Coke. I prefer Pepsi Cherry though, and the Zero. Thanks for Super Chat, Diabolical. Love that, matey. Again, loving the mix-up of the words and everything. What do we reckon to the Chelsea sanctions and everything, everybody? They're going to get away with a fine, by the way, which is going to be easy. Going to be easy for them to pay anyway, as we know. But it'd be similar because they've owned up to it. They're the ones that brought it to the FA's attention. There's going to be mitigation, obviously, and everything like that. But I think that they'll get away with it. Slap on the wrist, big fine. And I think Chelsea will be, again, getting away with more cheating from all of the reports that are going around. There has been plenty before it, but because that man is no longer there at the football club, it's seen as something that they can just pass off with a fine now. So, yeah, that's where they're at the moment, and that's where Chelsea are at. Rashford's an absolute joke of a player on and off the pitch. Football-wise, another spoiled, overhyped average player coming from United's youth. And that's Carl going right in there. Real Recognise says, Hugh looks like it will mean you will have a torrid time on the... Oh, right, okay, sorry. Don't need to speak about that. People are already going into weekend mode by the looks of it. But yeah, no, not bringing that up. Get some more comments in, everybody. Thank God the keeper is gone. Pure poo. We need the team to stand up and be competitive. Now it's an honour to play for Manchester United. Right, okay. As in, like, it should be an honour to play for Manchester United. Mazraoui should be the number 6 with Mainu. Unpopular opinion. No, I don't think it's unpopular, mate. I personally just don't like players playing out of position. I don't. I'd rather just have players I know where they're going to play. And I don't get that at Manchester United. Definitely didn't get it last season, particularly under Erik ten Hag. I would like to see a lineup come out, and then I know just from that lineup exactly, and in my head know exactly where every single player is going to be playing. And so that, I think, it's not too much to ask for a club like Manchester United. Mian says, whoever the new number 6 we bring in needs to be a winning aerial duels like Collier was doing. Too much nervousness when we can see corners nowadays. Cunha says, Adam, Ineos just care about money saving and cutting costs. Keeping Casemiro next is like a new signing. No belabor. They They can get him just spin. No, it's not, mate. It really isn't. Because, like I said before, Casemiro is a player that Sir Jim Radcliffe thought was all wrong. And every single penny that they've made, they've actually pumped back into the football club. How can they be wanting to save pennies and cut corners when they're the only owners to ever pump money into Manchester United? It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. And the argument is flawed, mate, I'm afraid. Onana's best wage has been at United. The foundation thing's a load of shite. He's earning more than he ever has. I'm engaging within the chat that we are quite happy that Andre Onana has left the football club. I think that's where I'm at anyway. And I think there's a lot of other fans in the house as well that are exactly the same. Don't forget, for this weekend, we are doing the watch along for the Manchester Derby here on FUTV YouTube, everybody. So be there. Make sure that you don't miss out on all the action in it. We have got the Match Bingo set up as well. All you have to do with Match Bingo is download the app. Set up an account. If you have already set up your account, you can still put in promo code FUTV and boost your deposit by 200%. It is a special offer that is continuing from Match Bingo all the way through this week. We're trying to cling on to it so we give more people a chance to actually win on Match Bingo. It's only £2 a card, and all you do is play bingo with match events instead of numbers. It's as simple as that. Download the app off the QR code on the screen or the link in the description. Some of the mods will drop that link into the live chat for you there as well. Make your account, deposit £5. Match Bingo will give you a double on that and give you an extra tenner. And then all you have to do is put in promo code FUTV, all caps, and away you go, win the prize. That's all it is, actually. Have a bit of a laugh, have a bit of a joke around with us and a bit of banter on match day, watching that Manchester Derby this Sunday here on Forever United TV. And hopefully you can win big as well. Prize funds up to £300 for just a £2 ticket this weekend, everybody. It's QR code on the screen right there. Get involved in the game, everyone. And please do, obviously, gamble aware. Make sure that you do spend to your means. You have to be a UK resident, and obviously you have to be over 18 as well, everyone. So, again, be there. It will be a good day, I think. And I'm hoping the football is good as well. Please also pop a like on the video, everybody. That would be fantastic. Let's see. Real Recognize says... again, talking to someone else. So Simon says, Steve, on the plus side, the game being on a Sunday evening can't completely ruin the whole weekend. That's very true. At least we play City right at the end of the weekend. And if it does go wrong, we've got a little bit of a get out there, haven't we, as well? It's get straight to bed and just try and sleep and forget about anything happening. There we go. Gems there, look at that. 400 quid in 2 weeks, Gems has won. On Match Bingo. Get in there, Gems. Love that. Grab your chance, everybody. Get involved and get your tickets now. It is going to be a hot ticket this weekend. Expecting it to be a mega derby. By the way, everybody, no, I'm not going to do it yet. I'm not going to ask for scores. I'm going to get into that as we get closer. Obviously, tomorrow we're going to start talking more. We've got a new special preview show coming up on Saturday as well. Don't forget, we have already got you set up ready for your special football fix on Saturday, covering all the Premier League games at 3 o'clock over on Football Talks. That is happening as well, everybody. So make sure you get over to that. More on that on Saturday when I'm on FUTV. I'll give you all the information for that show that's coming out as well. So again, more and more content coming up. Thank God the football is back. It's been missed. It has been sorely missed. It really has. And I'm just glad that we're now ready tomorrow. Ruben Talks, press conference tomorrow. Don't forget, everybody. That is also happening here on Forever United TV. We're going to have you covered on that. And we'll go through all of Ruben Amorim's comments live here tomorrow afternoon when that press conference is being held. So, hopefully we've got an entertaining one and he's on good form. I think he will be. I think you've got to be upbeat after the last couple of weeks that he's had with the amount of players that he's got rid of. He's got himself a new goalkeeper. We're above City in the league. We have to be going into this game a lot more confident. Paula says, I would really love Casemiro to stay. You can see he loves United as when he scored, the way he celebrated, roared like a lion. Look, everyone's got passion when they score goals. Everyone's got passion for football. The question is, does he have the quality to play week in, week out for Man United at the highest level? He doesn't anymore. He can do a job, but it's an expensive job for just what he's doing right now, and he does need to go. And that's where I will finish up the show tonight, everybody. Thank you so much for being part of it, everyone. Love you all. I will see you all in the morning. Have a fantastic evening, whatever you're up to. Be safe out there. I know the weather's been absolute tosh today, especially here in Manchester anyway. It's been awful. But yeah, be safe. I'll see you all tomorrow. Mods, thank you. Super chats and new members, thank you again. Don't forget to get your Match Bingo tickets, everybody. Also, click in the description and scan the QR code for your retro replica kits as well with OK jerseys. Use promo code Adam in that order as well and get even more discounts. You could get any Man United shirt you want for as little as 15 quid, or any shirt around the world for that matter. 15 quid with even more discount now. Get on it, everybody. Thank you, everyone. Again, pop a like on the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. We are crawling up to that 100k mark, and hopefully this weekend brings us that goal. 100k and a win against City. Hit that subscribe